How did you break it to them that you were like, guys, I'm doing something different?
Came home and I said,
Action cures fear. This powerful mantra was shared with me in my interview with the creator of Passion Planner, Angelia Trinidad. She is an artistic, ambitious, and super driven 24-year-old who had one of the most successful Kickstarter campaigns yet, raising over $650,000 in 30 days. After following Angelia's journey for months and being a huge fan of Passion Planner myself, I was so excited to come down to her warehouse to talk and learn more about her story. Angelia didn't let fear hold her back. She just did it. Even when loved ones told her to go one direction, she followed her passion and has become one of the most successful young entrepreneurs this year. I was so inspired by her story, and I know that after hearing it, you too will get motivated to embrace your passions and cure your fear with action.
Angelia, thank you so much for letting us come out to you in San Diego and hang out with you. And as you know, I have been so inspired by your story, and I'm in love with the Passion Planner. Everybody I know needs to have one. And so I'm just so proud of your success.
Thank you.
I admire your work ethic, and you know all that stuff that I love about you. So for people that aren't that familiar with you as a person, they might even know about Passion Planner, which they should. But if you could share your story, that would be awesome.
So I'm 24. I started Passion Planner when I was 22. I mean, I had just graduated from UCLA. I was one of those typical, I guess not typical, but overachieving students, and I was an art major. I actually started at UCLA as a pre-med major, and then 2 years into it, I decided that I was studying way more than I was sleeping, and if I was going to be working this hard, then it'd be better be something that I love. So I changed my major to art, and I minored in arts education. And I didn't tell my parents, which was kind of funny. So I finished at UCLA, and I was really happy with, getting the education that I did, but I decided to study abroad in Thailand, and that was an amazing experience as well. I did Muay Thai out there, and that was the first time that I actually got to travel by myself. So it was a great experience for me, but then I came back home, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do with my life? So it's kind of that realization that I feel like a lot of students have nowadays, because like the educational system is so structured that you go out of education and you lack all of the structure that you're so used to, that you've had since you were like 6 or 5 or 4 or whatever. So for me, that was really hard to kind of recover from. So I fell into like this funk, like this post-grad funk. And I've always played around this way, like with this idea of making this planner. And one day I just took out a piece of paper, and I was just in this funk for like months. I just took out a piece of paper and made a mind map about, what was my ideal planner, because that was the thing that was always helping me whenever I was overwhelmed or like stressed out. If it was in my planner and I could see how my time was allocated, like I knew that, I had like this game plan. But I was so unhappy with all the planners on the market because they were so focused on what you need to do and not really why you need to do those things. So I made this huge list or this mind map about like all the things that I wanted in a planner, and I just, like the next day, I contacted my friend who's a videographer, and I was like, oh, can you shoot my Kickstarter video? I'm gonna make this planner.
Are you serious? Right away you did?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had been playing with this idea, and I finally got it into like this layout that I liked. I mean, I think it took me about like three weeks of like, sitting down, 3 weeks of like actually like focused on this thing only. And I made this layout. I made so many different layouts, and I had so many different formats, so many different like page orders that it was at the point where I was like, I just need to do it.
Yeah.
I just need to I kept thinking about, okay, what if someone wants to use it for fitness, or how about if someone wants to use it for school, or how about for starting a business?
Right.
And I was like, okay, you know what? I just need to do it.
Yeah.
So I think the big thing was like making a commitment and telling someone, hey, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And the first person I did was, I told my really close friends. And then when I hired a videographer, the next day we shot it.
Oh my gosh.
And we shot from like midnight to 4 a.m. and I was horrible. Oh my gosh, it was so hard.
Everyone is with their first time doing a video.
So it was horrible, and but my videographer was great and made me look like confident. And after that, because the year was catching up, the end of the year was happening, so I was like, do or die, you have to do it now, So from that point that I had written on this mind map, like what I wanted in this ideal planner, to having done my Kickstarter, having manufactured everything, shot my Kickstarter, did all of it, it was like 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
8 weeks of nonstop work. And
did you sleep?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I did,
That's
but
good.
there was a lot of non-sleeping towards the end because shipping is the hardest part.
Right.
And it was a great experience. I think we shipped to, like 48 or 49 different countries at the time.
Oh my gosh.
So that happened. My first Kickstarter happened. Our goal was $19,000. We raised about $48,000 in 20 days.
How did that feel?
It was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome, and a lot of people were like really shocked because when they first heard that I was gonna do 19,000, they were like, I don't know, like they were like really hesitant.
Yeah.
And then we blew past that in like 2 weeks, and then after that we ended up closing at 48, and it was an amazing experience. And I knew that it was going to be successful because I know like it's solving a huge problem that a lot of people have, which is trying to find direction in their lives.
Right.
And I think the importance of this planner is that it's not finding direction based on like what people want you to do, it's what you want to do.
Right.
Because what the planner does is it opens up with this mind map, which is, I call it like the passion roadmap.
Right.
And it helps you take your long-term and your short-term goals, puts it on paper, then you prioritize what's going to have the most positive impact in your life, and then you break that down into more actionable steps, and then you incorporate that into your agenda. So you kind of start to create like this, the structure that I was talking about when people are missing when they leave school.
Yeah.
And it's a structure that comes from you. It's not someone assigning you. And I think that's a big part of growing up and a big part in transitioning from school into the real world. So that happened. We sold out in April of the first version, and then I took a trip and I traveled to Europe, which I wanted to for a long time. And then I traveled to Africa to visit my friend who was in the Peace Corps, which was awesome too.
Wow.
And then I came back and hit the ground running again, and started prepping for the next Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And we did our last Kickstarter this past November, and in 30 days, our goal was $10,000 to do a smaller version of Passion Planner. And in 30 days, we raised over $650,000.
That is like phenomenal.
Yeah, which was insane. At first everyone was like, okay, you're gonna break 100,000. I'm like, maybe, that'd be pretty awesome.
Great.
But the
gives me chills.
The weeks just passed, and it was. We grew like so exponentially.
Wow.
So
you should be so proud.
Thank you.
I hope you take a moment to. Do you ever sit there and
I
go
do.
like, oh, my good for you? Because some people are like,
I do.
I'm so busy that I don't have time to celebrate. It's so important to celebrate and be like, wow.
Yeah, and I'm really huge on reflection. Like I make these mind maps of like, in this moment, like what am I thinking about? What are my issues? What are my priorities? What do I want to accomplish? I feel like the reflective part of me is the part that really helps me.
I love that.
Yeah.
And from what you shared, like just sharing your personal experience of like, I need to write it down and have a plan and a strategy. And I think that when people, you might, do you agree with me here? Is like when someone has their personal, what they need in their life, and then they figure out a way to help people, it's just so much easier to go and make it happen.
Definitely.
And hello, here's yours right here.
Oh,
like, do you constantly write in it?
All the time.
So cool.
It's funny because I know how a week feels without my planner and how a week feels with it.
What's the difference?
Oh my gosh, it's huge. It's like, I think paper is a beautiful thing because it helps you visually see your priorities. Like in the planner, you look at each day and you ask yourself, what is the most important thing, you know. I think what's so effective about the planner is it takes your life on a huge like overview scale, and then it takes it into even smaller time frames, and then it takes it into months, and then it takes it down to weeks, and then it takes it down to days, and then it takes it down to 30-minute time frames. So, I mean, I think you're with this planner, or just with any kind of planner in general, you're constantly asking yourself, what is the most important and most time-sensitive thing I need to do in these 30 minutes.
Right.
So I think...
I love that.
Yeah.
I need to have that so bad. And to have the, to know what tasks to make me chip away at each goal.
Yeah.
I've tried to use my phone before. That doesn't work.
A phone is like a empty void. I don't know. You put it in your phone and you just forget about it.
I don't look at it. And my husband can do that. He works like that. That's not how my brain goes.
Yeah.
But I still got him a passion planner.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh no, we're using this, you know. But I love that is how my mind works, and it's how so many people's mind works. But it makes your passion planner makes me feel calm.
Oh, I'm glad.
Like, because I get to map it all out.
And and you get to see it.
Yeah. And I like that you ask questions and you give like quotes in there, and it really helps me figure out like my why and like why am I doing these things.
Definitely.
You know? So thank you for that.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
no problem.
Huge.
I mean, I just ask questions.
Yeah, I like that though. We need that because sometimes people don't know where to start.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, do I just need to be organized? You know, is this for my appointments? No, this is for your life.
Yeah, it's all about you giving yourself the time to ask yourself these hard questions. And, I mean, the first question is like, what do you want to be, what do you want to do, and what do you want to have in your life? That's, you know, like, and that's how it all starts, you know.
Yeah, and that started with, and that's how yours started. That's right. I mean, that's so cool. We're here at your warehouse, so thank you for having us. And it's just so cool to see how many people that you're employing. You're 24 years old. You started this when you were 22.
Yeah.
People like that's amazing to me and so inspiring for people watching this to know that they can make it happen too.
Yeah, I mean, age,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right? But you have such drive. Have you always had like drive and hustle and just...
Yeah. I think I've always been really competitive. I mean, I played sports when I was younger. I was always the tomboy that like wanted to beat the boys at everything, you know. But I think for me, like, I don't think it's the competitiveness that makes me want to become a better entrepreneur. I think it's the fact that, like, I know that this product will help people. And it's, I mean, I say it a lot, which it's like the thing that I wish someone gave me when I was feeling lost. I'm so happy to be able to, like, provide that for people and to have the opportunity to provide it to them for free. Like, through like, a PDF that you can download is, like, awesome because, I mean, there's not that many products that you can do that with.
No, that's huge. So. Oh, my gosh, to think of all the lives that you're improving and everything. Gosh, but like just being here though, we walked in and your staff just seems so happy, and I feel like
they're awesome.
That is a reflection of you.
I mean, they're like my family. God, like seriously, so they're really like my family.
Oh my gosh.
Like I mean, my staff is amazing. They're here with me forever, however long they need to be here.
That's
you know,
so nice.
Like they never let me stay here by myself. Like they always, this one time, like my staff member, he was just like sleeping on the floor, like,
oh my gosh.
Like just waiting for me to finish work.
That's so nice.
But I mean, we're like a huge family, and we support one another, and we vent to one another, and we know we celebrate like the small little accomplishments all the time.
Yeah.
I like seeing how how my personal business could be run because I haven't had to work in a corporate environment, but I hear like nightmare stories about it, and I feel like for me to be able to call the shots and to be able to also give my employees the ability to do that too is something that, you know, it's amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah, they probably take more ownership, and then
Definitely.
I think they care more about the end result, which you can totally tell. But just the way that you guys have handled so many orders and everyone getting anxious to have their planner. The way you handled it was so great. And
Thank you.
That must feel so good to know that the demand is there. And
the demand is there. And I mean, sometimes people are like, oh, why are, like, they focus on the negative and the people being so angry about not getting their planner on time. But it's like, for me, I kind of try to always turn into something positive. Like, people really care about this product. They want this product so
they're ready
bad,
to change their life.
You know, so I mean, I understand people's frustration, and I feel like my team and I have done our very best, you know, roll with the punches and learn from our mistakes, and you know, we come back and we've always hit the ground running, you know.
So great. Oh my gosh. So you have the bigger planner and then you did the smaller. Is that from you listening to what people wanted?
So a lot of our customers wanted smaller ones so they can take them around at school or at work, put them in the purse, put them in the backpack. And at first I really didn't, I was like, I'm such a minimalist when it comes to products, when it comes to like everything. And I was like, it just makes a lot it makes things more complicated when you start incorporating other products.
Right.
And but I mean, so many people wanted the smaller one, and it's funny because like at first I used my bigger planner, and then I started using the smaller one, and I was like completely converted to it.
Oh my
so
gosh. Does it make you write smaller?
yes
I'd be in trouble.
No.
I write huge, so for the big one, I might have to try the smaller one.
I mean, I can fit everything in it, and I feel like I juggle so many things that if I can manage it, I think most people can like make it work. So
I'm excited about that. Was it a learning process from your idea to like the production? I mean, you had to figure out how to
make it happen.
Yeah. Was that like, was it scary? Was it stressful? But was it also, I don't know, just tell us about that experience.
I have always been into entrepreneurship, and I've always been interested in like how different people approach how the different entrepreneurs make their companies and make them thrive, and just also like experimenting with different lifestyles and like pushing the boundaries of what people think entrepreneurship is. That, I mean, I dove like deep into reading like all these personal self-help books, all these startup books, all of these communication books, just marketing books. I just, it was
studied.
like, I
didn't just go in,
studied.
You studied.
And I feel like a lot of people saw me as like the artist while I was at UCLA, and they're like, wait, you're doing entrepreneurship? But it's always been a part of me, great. It's always been something that like I've loved, because it's, I think as an artist, what you really value is freedom.
Oh, cool.
But that's also what you value when you're an entrepreneur.
Definitely.
You value the freedom of being able to have a flexible schedule, how to manage your time, and how to manage your money, and how to manage people, and like you have all of these points that you can kind of shift to your personality. That entrepreneurship is kind of like my form of art. And
I love the way you put it.
Yeah. So.
I'm all about the word freedom. I've been my own boss for years. Same with my husband. And people always ask us, like, is that weird being, not having a boss? No, it's pretty cool.
I mean, but it takes a lot more motivation, and it takes a lot more determination to like stay on task. I think a big thing for me that I'm lucky is like I have a planner. It's dated. It's like I have to hit these deadlines,
Yes.
So I think a lot of people fall into the pitfalls of making a goal, but not ever setting deadlines for these things.
Oh yeah, you have to have a deadline.
So maybe that's why the planner is just so helpful, because it helps you like say, hey, this is my goal. I have 5 steps. I want to get to number 5 by this date.
Right.
So
I love it, and I love that you look like there's evidence of you use this.
Yeah.
But that is just the best way to just put it all out there.
Yeah, as fast as possible.
A list is not the same, but if you have it and you can see it,
and you can connect different ideas, and you can say like this idea is more prominent, and I can have like all these things.
I love it. It's changed my way of thinking for sure. Did you have any mentors throughout this whole,
It's funny whenever people ask me, I say Google.
Oh my God, I love you. Because that's great. Everything's there for you, right?
I mean, Google will connect you to the great thinkers that are out there. It might be through books, it might be through Twitter, it might be through Instagram, it might be through Facebook, but there's so much. There are so many resources out there, and we live in this day and age where like, if you wanted someone that has done a great Kickstarter, you can email them.
And they'll help you. Most likely.
Yeah, if you're solving a problem that they feel is important too, like they'll go out and help you. And I think that's what I've learned about like people that are successful. They really are encouraged to help other people, and they really want to.
Yeah, for sure. So. Oh my gosh! But how smart are you? A lot of people know that that's available, but they're a little scared.
Yeah,
so.
and I mean, a book is, then if you're scared, start with a book. Like I've read so many books.
To something in your ears.
Yeah. Or an audiobook. Yeah, I would drive from LA to San Diego all the time.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
then
all about that too.
I would listen to so many audiobooks 3 times as fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those.
But if I figured this out at 24, I'd be so excited. But like, how cool! That is so great that you were, you had that in you to do it. So what would you say to someone watching this, or even like younger kids who are graduating and they're like, I would love to, not do a planner because no one could do it like you, but to do, to go and have their own business. Like, what would you tell them if they're scared or they've got doubt? What would you say has helped you?
I think a lot of things have helped me, but I think I have this saying, action cures fear. I mean, we live in a day and age where we think all the time. We think about what we're going to put on our tests, how we're going to study. We think about what college we're going to go to. We think about what we're going to do, how much we're going to make. We think about what can go wrong. We think about all these things.
Right.
But we are not action-centric. We haven't been raised to be that way.
Right.
We haven't been action-centric, especially towards things that we determine for ourselves. So I think it's defining what you want, and taking action and just letting momentum take you. Because for me, it was momentum. I mean, I was in this huge rut, and it was like, okay, I'm going to do this Kickstarter, and once you put it on public, it's like, oh, there's no turning back.
Yeah, and you shared it with people.
Yeah, you have to be doing something that you're really passionate about, something that you really enjoy. And I feel like everyone on this planet has something that they can contribute. Just think about.
So true. That's why I'm doing this whole project.
Yeah.
I mean, you just hit it perfectly.
Think about what you can contribute. It doesn't have to be someone else's goal. It can be your own little thing. You might. I don't know, you might love fitness, and there's lots of fitness people out there, but only you have your perspective on fitness.
Exactly.
So.
That's huge. Oh my gosh. I love it. And then what about, you're going to love this question. Did you fail? Did you have moments where you're like, okay, that wasn't what I was hoping for?
There's tons of failure, and I think you just learn how to roll with it, you know? When you mess up and when you make a mistake, you learn to apologize and you learn how to get better. You learn how to say, you know what, we messed up. How can we make it better? And also do that with yourself. Like apologize to yourself. Like, oh yeah, that was a boo boo. I've had lots of like situations where like things just didn't go right. But you got to just keep moving. It's kind of like when you start anything, especially a business, it's kind of like running on quicksand. You got to just keep your momentum.
Oh, I love
you got to take step and a step and a step and a step. You might be running in circles, but at least you're not getting stuck.
That's
and
huge.
you learn so much in the process. And I feel like being an entrepreneur, it's a constant learning process.
Oh yeah, sure. And things are always changing.
Definitely. I mean, even in the face of social media, I feel like a lot of people have great ideas, but they don't know how to incorporate social media into it yet. So it's like you always have to have your learning cap on.
Right. Even with your passion planner, did it always look this way or in your head, or was it like, okay, that didn't work, okay, let's change this? How'd that go?
I mean, I took so many inspiration pieces from like just keeping it simple. I feel like the companies that I love are the companies that keep things simple. And for me, it was, how do I get all these components into something simple?
Right.
And it was a journey in terms of like, I mean, I wish I could show you the stacks of like, oh my gosh, that's a horrible draft, and I would have transparencies that I would put over like something that I've tried, and I'm like, okay, how about if I move this a little bit, or like, so it's a constant process, and I think as an artist, I love the process, and I love making things, and I love tweaking it, but it's also, as an artist, people say like art is never done, but it's in business, you have to sometimes treat something as it's done and let it go before before you're able to like develop it even further.
You can tell that your heart is in this. Like honestly, every time I pick mine up, I'm like, oh, this is so perfect. But I'm laughing because your office has a bed in it. So
it does.
Yes, which I love. I kind of want one in my office now.
That's so funny.
But that is like true entrepreneurial like dedication right there. Just that you are like, I'm going to make this work. And I think, so from that, I just want you to let us know like, in those moments of like, oh, this is hard. What pulled you through? What was your like why?
Knowing that this is again something that I wish someone gave me when I was feeling lost, and this is a product that the world needs. It's a product that I needed. It's a product that my friends need. It's a product that people that are even like older need. Like if they want to like just change directions of where they want to go with their life. That I mean, I think being such a I hustled so hard in school to get good grades, and I was like, I guess it was kind of selfish of me to just do this for myself, constantly. That when I knew that I had this bigger goal that can affect like millions of people,
That's cool.
I mean, it's not that much work comparatively, and I love my work. I love being an entrepreneur.
That makes a huge difference, right?
I love doing what I do. Like I come into work and it doesn't feel like work at all.
That.
Like,
then you found exactly what your passion is.
And I mean, the fact that I get to run my own schedule, like I get tired, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap, you guys, and they know that they're gonna close the door. I'm putting my earplugs in. I'll be awake and ready to go in another like hour or two, and then
that's so cool.
We're back at it, So.
And do you get people that are giving you feedback and telling you like what a difference this has made in their
Definitely.
lives? How does that feel?
It feels awesome. I mean, my first email that I got was from someone that had ADHD, and it's really hard for them to like schedule, their days and feel like they told me this was the first time they ever felt in control of their schedule.
Oh my gosh, that right there would be like.
Yeah, it was just awesome. And I mean, it's so amazing that it can apply to anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone that needs to schedule time or figure out, you know, what is important in your life and how are you going to use time to make it work.
I love it. So. And this could even work for someone who is watching this who wants to start their own business.
Yeah, definitely.
Using this can be their roadmap for their own success.
Definitely.
So going on that line right there, so what advice would you give somebody who has a product? Would you recommend doing the Kickstarter?
It really depends.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference? I don't really know what the difference is or why did you choose that?
I chose Kickstarter because I knew that it reaches such a wide audience of people, you know, and I think it's a great community builder. And I think this product is amazing because it brings together all these people who want to increase like the happiness or like these positive things in their lives.
Yeah, like-minded people.
Yeah,
in this community.
and it's awesome because when you do Kickstarter, people are supporting ideas. They're not supporting products.
Right.
They're supporting the person behind the product and their idea. They don't even know if it's going to come to fruition. Like fruition. Yeah.
I have a hard time with that one.
So I mean, they don't know, and I think with that knowledge of knowing that this is an idea and this is an idea to make the world better, like you get these really amazing people that want to support it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so that's so cool to me that you had this idea and people are there to support your idea.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's cool. And not knowing what the product is, like that must feel so good. So how cool is that though for your Kickstarter campaign to start and people are, you know, supporting you with your idea.
Yeah.
Like not a product right away. That's got to feel amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. And it just goes to show that this problem was so prevalent. You know, a lot of people don't like to admit that they don't know what they're doing. And I feel honestly,
I don't like to admit that.
Everyone, I think everyone on this planet in general has no idea what they're doing, but they're just kind of going with the flow.
Yes, right.
You know, and the people that go with the flow better are the people that come off as successful.
Yeah. What's the saying? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
So honestly, your passion planner is it's if you follow it and you use it, you will have success.
Yeah.
So what I'm gathering from this and all of your awesomeness is that if someone has an idea though, they just need to go. And if it's something that like, did you get like a pit? Like I always say, like you have that feeling in the pit of your stomach where you're like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, I think it's because you always go back to it. Like you do something else and you gravitate back to it.
Right.
I started another business before and then I gravitated back to this. You know, I was thinking about going into grad school, but then I was like, wait, no. I was like thinking about traveling and I was like, no, I need to do this because this was the time to do it. And I feel like you gravitate to that thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
And it might be the hardest thing, you know?
Oh, yeah. And you might think that people won't like it or that
and you can't think that.
Or other people will think you're crazy, but really you just got to do what lights that fire in your belly. That whole thing is like, ugh. And then what have you learned about yourself through this whole experience?
Honestly, to not be so hard on myself.
Okay.
I'm a perfectionist and I've always been, like, I've become more of a general perfectionist now. But I think,
like that a general perfectionist.
Yeah, like it generally has to be pretty good, you know, so that the big picture is there. But I think learning that it's okay to take breaks.
No, that's good.
And it's okay to, like, you know,
delegate.
Yeah.
Was that hard to do?
No, I actually think I understand. I mean, from all my team sports, your strength is in your team.
Oh,
you know.
That.
So for me, delegation has never really been so hard. But I mean, at first, it probably was because I'm such an artist that artists love to control everything.
Okay, and it's your baby. It was like your creation.
But then you have to learn to trust people and trust that they know what your best intentions are and they know what you want your product to do, and you got to just let it go.
That's so cool. And that's why I'm doing this project, Molly Motivates, because I just want people to know that they can go and start a business if they want to and be their own boss, be an entrepreneur. It's not something that's a big
like
pie in the sky thing, right? I think some people think like, but I need to look a certain way, have a certain education. My parents weren't entrepreneurs. Who cares? Break the mold, go do something.
Yeah.
So what do you love most about being your own boss?
I love being able to set my own goals. I mean, I feel like a lot of people get distracted by work or they get distracted by school, that they lose the goals that they've always wanted for themselves.
Right.
So I guess for me, I think even without being an entrepreneur, I could be able to do that.
Right.
But as an entrepreneur, I get to set my schedule. I get to define my priorities over and over again. I have this whole team behind these things too.
Yeah.
So
that's
I think
beautiful. And the freedom. of everything is huge.
I mean, I can make art on the side, but I feel like all of my creativity goes into this thing that I don't feel like deprived of making art.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you have a different way of doing it.
Yeah.
And you already said that you did plan on being a different, going a different route, maybe medical school and things like that. I do have to ask this.
Yeah.
And your dad is here working with you, which is so awesome. How did you break it to them that you were like, guys, I'm doing something different?
Came home and I said, I'm not a pre-med major anymore. I changed my major to art. And my parents were like, what? And it was kind of hard because, my parents have always had this goal for me to be in the medical field. My mom's a nurse, my dad's in the Navy, so it's been kind of like, they always push you to be a nurse.
Right.
Or like a doctor, something, or a lawyer, or, so for me, there was like, I don't know if it was really backlash, it was more like, are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. Like, do you even have to go to school for that? Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I was like, school, there's so many things that I learned from school. How to interact with people, how to prioritize like what I want to learn. Also how to like just intake lots of information and condense it into what I wanted to take into my life. It was hard to tell them, but I told them. And then I also told them, you know what? I'm going to take it upon myself to like apply for scholarships. So I took that as like my second job. Yeah. Like I applied for scholarships every day for 2 to 3 hours every night.
Awesome.
And I wrote so many essays and I went into so many interviews that I actually ended up graduating without any debt.
Oh my gosh. Give me a high five right there.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome.
Huge. I always tell people there's money out there. You just have to put in a little work, but it's so worth it. And
you have to be very good at what you love. For me, it was art. I put so much time and energy into my sculptures. I put a lot of time and energy into teaching. I actually taught, when I taught second and third grade when I was an undergrad, because I was an arts education minor, and I actually did research on how like hands-on art affects student self-esteem.
Oh wow.
And
that's neat.
It's interesting because I think about it and it actually ties into Passion Planner, because I think what I found was like self-esteem was correlated with how self-directed they were and how successful they were in that self-direction. So like if a student was like, I'm gonna make this thing, and they defined it for themselves and they followed through, then their self-esteem, they would have higher self-esteem.
Oh, that's so
cool. It's kind of like taking that thing and putting it into the rest of your life.
You should do a passion planner for kids or high schoolers. Really my kids' high school, they get a school planner, same with their middle school, and it's so blah.
Yeah.
I know that they need to be on task, but it doesn't give a lot of room for kids to expand their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know they're like staying at a strict schedule, but I think it's important for kids to learn
Definitely, because
that's
defining things on your own and defining how you want to spend your time is such an important skill that no one learns, because your set schedule is like 10, or you go to class 9:30 to 11:10, and you just go with the schedule, and then I feel like and then you go home and you study because you want to go to college and so on and so forth. And I actually am going to be doing an academic planner. Yes.
Awesome. Tell me more.
I'm going to be launching it in May.
Okay.
It's going to be another Kickstarter. It's going to run from August to August. And
and that's specifically for students and teachers?
It's just for anyone that's running from August to August. So it might be an administrator, it might be a teacher, it might be a student.
Awesome.
So
sign me up for that. I'll be joining that party for sure. That is so cool. I also think that doing for kids, if they did that, I think it gives them a chance to get to know themselves better.
Definitely, and define what they want.
Right, exactly.
Because I feel like we are all of our goals are defined by our parents or our outside influences. That once you learn how to define your own goals, that's when you start to gain more confidence in reaching them.
Right. Oh, I love it. So now I got to ask you some silly questions. What's your favorite color?
It's black or rainbow.
Black or rainbow?
It's like either or white, depending. If it's like if it's an electronic, then I like it in white. It depends.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Black is like my go-to color.
You should see my closet. Okay, it's so much black and denim. I don't do a lot of color. As if people watch my videos, they would notice. Like if I have a pink shirt on, all of a sudden it's like I must have been in a really weird mood that day. Yeah, that's funny. And then what do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I play basketball. I play in the league here in San Diego.
Can you slam dunk?
No.
Okay, just wondering.
I wish.
I was having a visual.
Maybe
you should jump off someone's shoulders and try it. But make sure you're filming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I play volleyball. What else do I do? We play board games here at the warehouse at night sometimes. I'm pretty normal.
Yeah, that's
I'm a pretty normal 24-year-old.
Oh my gosh. And I really have to say that the fact that you create an environment here in your office, that's fun and friendly, and people are, I think that makes a huge difference. I have been in some jobs where I'm like, I hate it there and whatever, but they must really believe in you and your product, because you can tell when you walk through the door. We were like, Irene and I were like, are you kidding me? I already know these people are totally cool. And
they're awesome.
You set the tone, so that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, can I have a job? I'm just kidding.
Maybe. I'm looking for a PR marketing person.
Oh my gosh.
You really are. I just posted on my Facebook today.
Okay, awesome. Oh gosh, that is so great. So what's next? You basically said your next Kickstarter's coming out in May.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a new Kickstarter, and we're also planning on doing this. We haven't gotten the logistics perfect for it, but we want to do like this pay it forward program where people purchase planners pretty much at cost, and then we send it to someone that needs it. So
wonderful.
It might be someone at a women's shelter, or it might be someone at a low-income high school,
That
and
is so cool.
And the person that donates it, we're going to handwrite their email address in the planner, so you can send them a note at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so that's the next project, and I'm going to be sponsoring like the first 1,000.
That's amazing. You had me at women's shelter. My aunt started a women's shelter for women who are abused.
Yeah.
And they have kids.
Yeah.
And they need direction.
Yeah.
Like, they have what it takes. They've just
Definitely.
been handed a really bad thing in their life. And so that, oh my gosh.
And when we did our first Kickstarter, it was awesome because we had all these people that wanted to buy planners, but they're like, I have my goals and my life set, and I feel pretty comfortable with where I'm at, but I know a lot of people would love your product, so please take this thing and give it to like a foster kid, or give it to someone in a women's shelter, or just. I
think it's all about paying it forward. If we find something that we love, I'm always like, everybody needs this, know, and if it can change a life, that's huge. So give me 3 words to describe you.
3 words, that's hard. I would always pick ambitious, because when I was in 6th grade and everyone was like, you need to pick something that starts with an A, and I didn't want to be like athletic. So I would pick ambitious.
That's perfect, though.
And I actually didn't know what that meant.
That's so cool.
But then it turned out that, I'm pretty ambitious. So ambitious, I guess I'm just going to cop out with athletic and maybe artistic. So I guess all A's.
Triple A.
Yeah.
I love it. Those sound like you just from talking.
My initials spell out art, which is crazy.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. I don't think that's a coincidence. I believe in stuff like that. That's so cool. And then someone watching this, just give them like one last tip if they are like, okay, Angelia, you're awesome. Yeah. And you totally motivated me to finally go and do something for myself. What would you say? Like,
don't let other people's success like deter you from like doing your own thing. Everyone works on their own schedule. I always say everyone has their own timeline. That action cures fear. It might be just taking out a piece of paper and writing out your goals. It might be coming out of the house and walking out and looking at nature.
True.
Getting yourself out, and just simple things. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of people like just close in on themselves and they don't.
Well, it's easy these days too.
Yeah.
We've got our laptops,
then they feel like they're on social media, so they're being social, but that's not really being social. Yeah. Like, go to a coffee shop. Yeah. Do something.
Talk with other people maybe too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
just do something.
That's really good advice. Really good advice.
Like, take baby steps. I think a lot of people are like, okay, action cures fear, that's great. I think an expansion of that is it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to start. Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of people are like, I need to be perfect. This product needs to be perfect. I mean, I launched my first planner and it had typos in it. And it was oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst.
But, honestly, if I didn't do it, no one would have this planner. Right, if I was so self-conscious about what could have gone wrong, it would have never.
Yeah, if you didn't call your videographer and say, let's do this.
Yeah.
Where would you be right now?
Yeah, I mean, probably working on this stuff.
Yeah, and same with my videos. Oh my gosh, I don't know. My first one, I already look back and I'm like, wow, I said awesome 25 times in that 30-minute interview. I did. Irene, are you laughing at me? Irene? And I look back, I'm like, but you know what? I did it.
Yeah, you did it, and you just got to run with it.
Right, and Irene and my husband and my friends are like, Molly, but you did it. And it was scary, and I sucked, and I'm trying to get better. But I think people just need to go do it.
Yeah, it's so funny because like everything that I feel like I'm pretty good at right now, I was so horrible at the beginning. I was the worst person, the worst person in the class. Yeah. So I mean, it's just picking yourself up and running with it.
I mean, I always refer to that. I totally like to be lame and say, just do it.
Yeah.
But that's true. Just do it. You know, and I say that to my kids, and I'm going to end it though saying thank you.
Oh,
because I'm just so grateful. I tell my kids, they actually were really excited that I was coming to talk with you today.
I'm glad.
And they're like, oh, you're a Passion Planner friend.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I was like, her name is Angelia.
It's okay.
But it's so cute though that they have someone to look up to that is younger.
Yeah.
And I thank you for being that role model to, you know, not just younger kids, but I think that people need to know what is possible for them. That they don't have to be in a cubicle, or they don't have to do what their major is too sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just do that thing that lights them up.
Yeah.
That they want to share with the world to make it better.
Yeah, that thing that you gravitate to is what you're supposed to be doing.
Right, right.
You know.
And even on the days that you're like, that was tough, I didn't get any sleep.
Yeah,
you know, this
but
and that.
I love it. I love my work, and I think the love for your work is what is going to motivate you to keep going. Totally. And that's why a lot of people like ask about like, oh, like you could make a lot of money doing this, this, and this. Money's not going to motivate you.
No.
It gets to the point where it's like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I feel it totally. Like, you know, love what you do, and you're never going to work. Because do you feel like you're going to work, or you come into play sometimes?
I mean, we do play board games here.
Yeah,
So I'm just kidding.
That's what makes it fun. That's good.
Yeah, it feels like a really it's like a team sport, a mental team sport.
That's cool.
You know, like can we be better next time when we do another Kickstarter? Are we gonna, you know, what are we gonna do better, and how are we gonna ship better, and how are we gonna do logistics better, and how are we gonna like handle all of this customer service, and how are you going to handle marketing? There's just so many elements, you know. That's why I mind map so much, because there's so many things that I need to keep track of.
Well, I want to just tell people that they better start doing mind maps, because that is just like such a great thing, and I just wish you luck with everything.
Thank
I know
you.
that you don't need luck. I know that your hard work pays off, and your passion for what you do, and I'm just so excited for you.
Thank you for like
be here.
reaching out to me.
Yeah,
like
I'm
I mean,
happy.
it's been a journey, and I'm glad that I've gotten to do an interview with you.
I'm so thankful that you are sharing with me, and I hope that we motivate people together to just go after
just do it.
I
just stole your line.
Just
oh
do
my gosh.
Well, we stole it from Nike.
Yeah,
Let's be honest
okay.
here. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm
no
excited.
problem.
So May, oh my gosh, you're awesome. Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I hope that you are so motivated by everything that Angelia shared with us today. I know I am. She is just such a great, genuine person who took her idea, who took that feeling in her stomach of like what she loved and what was working for her, to make it into a product and a business that she loves. You can tell she loves what she does. Just being here at her warehouse, all of her employees are amazing. She is so awesome and hardworking. But what I love is that she took action on what she wanted to do. And with her Passion Planner, she helps us to map everything out so that we can take action on all of our goals and all of our dreams too. So I'm so happy that I got to come here and hang out with her and learn from her. Be sure to follow her, passionplanner.com. She's also on Facebook and Instagram. And go and check out her Kickstarter campaign that starts in May. I know I'm going to be so excited for her. For that project. It's going to be amazing. So I'm so inspired. I hope you are too. Be sure to subscribe. Give me some comments. Let me know what you're thinking, what questions you have, and all of that good stuff. And be sure to look out for the next video. But go and just do it. Take action on your goals and dreams. Why not you?